So I'm slowly trying to figure out all the parts of different songs that have confused me over my lifetime. And one of the most confusing intros is the intro to Drive My Car by the Beatles. That's the first track off of Rubber Soul. And I remember when I first played it, it starts off with this really cool lick, then the band starts. And it always felt off to me for some reason. And I just kind of learned the lick. I thought, okay, I'll just wait till Ringo does his fill, then I'll know when to come in. It wasn't until today that I decided to actually investigate it a little bit. So I took it and put it into Pro Tools. I lined up the where the band kicks in on the one beat, and then I looked back behind it to where the lick starts to find out the actual beat it starts on. And it was a huge revelation for me. It was almost as big as when I learned how to do the drum intro to Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin. When I figured out what beat to actually start on, everything finally made sense and just kind of clicked. So here's what I thought the intro was for Drive My Car, as well as a lot of people. I went online today and I looked, and a lot of tab sites have it the incorrect way, and a lot of people teaching it teach it starting on the wrong beat as well. And you can't blame them, it's just so cryptic. And I'll tell you why in a second, but let's listen to it first. I'm gonna play it at a slower tempo. I'm gonna do it the way I used to think it was counted, all right? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It sounds pretty good, right? Except for it being slow. And so what I always thought it was is I thought you start on the one beat. And since it's the very first thing on the album that you hear, you just kind of assume they're starting on the one beat. And so I always thought it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now let me show you how it's actually counted. I'll play a backing track to it as well so you can hear the whole thing. But instead of starting on the 1 this time, I'm going to start on the and of 4. So instead I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So we're starting a little before the 1 beat, all right? Let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So that's the actual way it's counted. How do I know? Because I started watching live videos of Paul McCartney playing it, and his drummer was just hitting the hi-hat. Then I saw Paul turn around and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and the guitar player started the lick on the and of 4. So that was all the proof I needed. I'm sure a lot of people are going to wonder what the difference is, what the big deal is. You know, if you're already starting on the 1 beat and you're used to playing the lick, listening for the drum fill and kicking in, why is that such a bad thing if you're used to it? Well, in order to play it the wrong way like that, in order to compensate for coming in on the wrong beat, you actually have to add an eighth note to it. So right in the middle, you're going to have a 9/8 measure. And that makes things feel very strange. To show this to you, I'm actually going to pick up the bass guitar, and I'm going to do it from the bass player's perspective, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so the bass part is... Then you come in with the band. So I'm going to play the incorrect way first, the one with the 9/8 time signature in there, and I'm going to count it out loud so you can see what you have to do when you play it the wrong way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. I don't know about you guys, but when that 9/8 measure happened and I was holding out that D note, it almost felt like I was going to lean against the wall, and all of a sudden the wall disappeared and I fell to the ground. It's just that off-balancing sensation of waiting for that fill to get done. It also forces the drummer to have to start the fill, if you're counting the eighth notes, on the 6, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's kind of a strange way of going about it for such a straightforward song. Now, if I do it the correct way, I'll once again do it from the bass player's perspective, from Paul's perspective. Check this out now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how that time I kept it all in 4/4, and it was very simple to come in. Now the hardest thing for me was to start on the and of 4 and hear it the right way. Here's how I was able to practice it to get it down. I would do it in little chunks. Instead of doing the whole thing all at once, I would do something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. So I would just start with the first 2 notes. Since the very first note, the A note, is on the and of 4, the very next note, the C note, is on the 1. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. It's a great way to start. So loop that, do that a few times. Then add a few more notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. That's a good amount. That'll start to drive it into the brain the right way. Let's add a few more notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a great amount right there. So keep looping those little groupings until you can do the entire thing. So let's do it one more time the right way so I can send you guys off hearing it the correct way, and hopefully you can keep playing it that way. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4. It's almost like hearing the lick for the first time all over again. I love it. All right, hopefully that was interesting and informative for you guys. I love it when it's both. Hopefully you can try it out for yourself and see if you can feel it the right way and count it the correct way. Like I said, whenever you start an 8th note off, it's very strange. Kind of like that Metallica Blackened video I did on the drums. Just being off by that much can make it sound and feel completely different. So good luck with it, and we'll see you guys at the next lesson. Okay, thanks, bye.